Hi, I am Peter Emanuel. The video demonstration that you're about to see is a technology that I developed that targets the last 10% of the most impoverished people on the planet. It is a mechanism by which we can get them internet where they have never been able to get it before. The technology uses a Wi-Fi connectivity mesh network to be able to take people inside their own huts to the internet through designated gateways. Although my background is from sub-Sahara Africa, I am targeting the initial deployment to Africa, but by no means is this technology restricted to Africa. I have worked in Silicon Valley for 35 years as a software engineer and had thought of this project as a way for me to be able to take what I have learned and to give it back to the people that really needed it on this planet. Enough talking, let's just get down to show you exactly how this technology works. Let me show you what a typical Wi-Fi hotspot will look like when it actually gets deployed in the field. This is the brains of the system. It is the Raspberry Pi Zero. Unbelievably, this little guy, powerful as it is, costs $5 US. It has a 4 gigabyte micro SD card on which the operating system and the databases live. It has 2 USB ports. One is used to power the device, and the other one is going to be a USB Wi-Fi that creates the mesh network. Okay, let me show you how I envision the Raspberry Pi being powered in the field. So, I have this, which is a simple USB switching port. It will plug into one of the USB ports. This little USB switch, when you buy it in onesies or twosies, costs about $4. When you buy it in a batch of 50, they cost $2. It's to be used so that you can automatically switch between a primary and a backup without the mesh network going down. It is very important to keep this mesh network up and running 24/7, and this gives you a reliable way of doing it. So here I have 2 batteries. Each of these batteries costs about $10. And they have these cables that connect into the USB switch. I'm going to just connect them in. I'm going to turn on the batteries, as you can see. And I'm not sure whether you can see it over here, but this little thing has a red LED in it, which means this is the active battery right now. And I don't think you can see it either, but there's a little green LED in there showing that the Raspberry Pi is booting. So this is the USB device, the USB Wi-Fi device. It also costs about $10. In quantity, it'll cost a lot less. So what I've got here as well is a USB extension cable. The idea is that you plug the extension cable into the other USB on the Raspberry Pi, and you take this extension cable. This is only a short one, but you probably take like a 15-foot extension cable, and you'll run it up to the roof of the hut, and you'll put this little USB in a Ziploc bag on the roof, and it'll be protected against the rain, but it'll also be in line of sight of all the other Raspberry Pis so that the mesh network will configure itself. I'm just going to plug this in. Okay, this is the typical setup that will be deployed in the African huts, in the deployment areas. The key to it, though, is that you can switch between the batteries when you need to change them out. So, all I need to do is to switch to the other battery is push this little switch. It now switches to this battery. Now I can take this battery, unplug it, take it to some solar charging station, which is already in the developing world, a vibrant sort of micro business where people usually take their phones and get them recharged for like 8 cents each. They would then take this battery, off to some solar charging station, or in some circumstances might even be an electrical outlet, and recharge this battery. This battery now will run for probably 2 days before the next battery has to be plugged in and the button pushed again, and the network then will stay up but start running off the new battery. So for a total of $40 for this whole setup, you're able to generate these Wi-Fi hotspots for very low cost, but also keep the network reliably up and running based on batteries that potentially can be solar charged for very cheap. Remember, most of the areas that we're targeting has no electricity at all. We're going to go and actually show you this thing in action. We're going to use my Nexus 5 Android phone as the gateway, as the hotspot, and we're going to put Raspberry Pis all around this beautiful property, and we're going to take some Android tablets and an Android phone and connect into this network and show us how we can actually get to the internet and get data services. Okay, so this is our first hop where the camera was pointing up there on the roof is where is sitting our first Raspberry Pi hotspot. We have to make it a short little hop because we have to get around this building. So Aaron over there has just put in that lemon tree the first node. Yeah. Okay. Okay, here we are. We made it to the apple orchard. Here I have my Nexus 10, and I am going to bring up the Chrome browser. There it is, and it brought up Facebook. I'm going to log in. And there it brings up my home page. Okay, for this next demo, I am going to show you Google Duo, which is the latest program, video chat program from Google that just overtook Pokemon Go for the most downloads this last week. So I'm going to make a call to Aaron, who's sitting just over there. We'll pan to him soon. And I'm going to go through the wireless mesh network, through all the different nodes, back to the house. The house then is going to route it through my Nexus phone off to the cloud, and it's going to call Aaron through his mobile connection sitting right next to me. So we're making a big loop through the cloud. Okay, here we go. I'm going to phone Aaron off through the cloud, through the mesh. Here we go. Hi.
Hey there.
This is pretty cool. We got a bit of echo, I think. We're a bit too close to each other. I'm going to step away. There we go. Hi.
Hey there. Very cool.
All right. Google Duo. Go Google. Okay, so here I have the very first Google phone ever made. And I'm going to show you it working on the mesh network. I use this as a really good example because we don't need the latest and greatest Galaxy 7 notes that explode. Rather, that we can use old phones that have been recycled. So let me see if I can bring up YouTube on this phone. As I say, it's an old phone, and it has still capabilities. This is Katy Perry singing Raw. You little tiger. Listen to the music. Okay. I just want to thank everybody who helped the video, and Aaron for helping me string. I just would like you to imagine the pups go.
Yeah. Maybe better without him.
Okay, yeah.
Come here, Sayota.
Okay, I just want to thank Miranda, my beautiful daughter, for making this video for me, and her beau, Aaron, for helping me string the pies up in the trees, and little Sayota, the pups, for making it so much fun. But more importantly, I just would like you to imagine that you're in the middle of Africa, not here in the beautiful sunshine of California, and some young kid has one of these tablets or these phones, and that he has access to the internet for the first time, and how transformative it can be. This technology can really change people's lives. It's known that information communication technologies can change people's lives. And giving this to people for an affordable price, data services, is a really advance, I believe.